Okay, students, welcome back from recess or wherever you were. And we're going to go quickly through some things, and your morning seat work packet would be the next item of business. 28.3. You have your addition problems going across the top, so I believe you know what to do. If you need to regroup, the ones go to the tens go to the hundreds place. Let's just take a look at the second one in case that looks interesting to you. So we have 711 plus 289. Alrighty, so we always start in the ones place. The ones go first. 1 plus 9 is 10, right? 10 looks like that. We put the 0 ones, carry the 110 right next door. That's the trick. And then I always like to start with the big number 8, 9, 10. There you've got it again, 10. So put the 0 from the 10 right there and carry the 1 over to the hundreds place, because that's really 10 tens now that you're in the tens place. 10 tens equals 100, right? So we carry the 100 to the hundreds place. You got 7, 8, 9, 10. Nowhere to carry that, so we make our 10. And we put a comma after the 1 because this represents 1,000, right? Okay, so you're good to go. Measure, remember when you measure the bars, you always start at the beginning of the ruler, right there. It might say 0, it might say nothing, but don't start at the 1. Start there and measure whatever it is to the nearest inch. For example, this is just short, but it's closest to the 4 inches. So go ahead and do that. And then building your own words, you're using prefixes. The prefix dis, re, un, and miss. Okay, so dis, re, un, and miss. And you'll write the words in the word list. So dis, look at dis, view, obey, wrap, place. Disview, disobey, diswrap, or displace. Disobey makes the most sense. If you want to draw a line, if it makes it easier for you, then you can go back and write. Just draw a line from the dis to the obey, and then you can write that later. How about re? Review, re-obey, rewrap, or replace. Well, if you go over work that you've already done, you are probably reviewing it. You're right. So the re would go up to wherever you see view, and you could write that for number 2. And then you've got un what? Unview. There are many things we like to unview, but that's not it. Unwrap, unobey, or unplace. What makes the most sense to you? I think you probably said unwrap, right? Something you want to do with a gift. So from the un to, whoops, excuse my handwriting, to the wrap, that leaves only one left. Miss. If you miss what? Place. If you misplace something, you do not know where it is. So just draw your lines and then go back later. And the sentence there, you could read it with me. The librarian dislikes an untidy library. You notice dis makes like mean the opposite of like, and un makes tidy or clean mean the opposite of tidy. So it's a mess. The librarian does not like a messy library. So look at your words down there. You got Ms. period. That's not the period for the end of a sentence. That's the period at the end of a title of respect. Ms. 2 books, comma, quotation. Set the quotation, it's, Lee, period, last word, mistreat, disrespectful. So I think you would agree that it's, that is not normally capitalized, should go number 1. So go first, put a number 1 there, write it later. It's what? You've got, it's mistreat. No, that doesn't make sense. It's Disrespectful, that would be good. Number 2, it's disrespectful. What would be the third one? To, right, to do something. So number 3 is to. It's disrespectful to do what? To mistreat or treat poorly the what? Books. Notice there's a comma, quotation mark, and right before it's you also had a quotation mark. So who's talking? Said would be next. Ms. Lee, period. Okay, so go ahead and finish that up, and then you'll continue with the next thing we were doing, and you probably have it out already since I asked you to, and that is your adjectives, more and most. So we'll go over adjectives, more and most. Double check, see if you have your heading on that paper, name, number, and today's date. Alrighty, which is right there. Your name, number, especially the Christians and the Gavins and the Isabellas, don't forget your number so I know whose work it is, okay? All right, so adjectives. So if you'd read along with me, that would be great. Longer adjectives are usually compared by the use of more and most. Use more when you're comparing two people, places, or things, like Dale is more helpful than Pat. Use most to compare 3 or more people, places, or things. Holly was the most helpful student in the class. If you use more or most, don't add or s. Like the tree is larger than that one, you would not say the tree is more larger than that one. Once you use a comparison words, you don't need the word more. Okay, so we're going to circle the correct form of the adjective. For example, Jose seems more happier or happier than Juan. Well, they just told us don't use more when you have a word that you've added er to. So they circled happier. Jose seems happier than Juan. Number 2, this is the more useful or the most useful book in the library. You're comparing a lot of books, so that would be the what? Most useful, you're right. Number 2, brand X keeps my clothes cleaner or more cleaner than brand Y. Do we ever put more in front of an word? No, so it would be cleaner, you're right. Number 3, the movie was the most scariest or the scariest I've ever seen. Go ahead and circle your best answer, and then we'll go back and check. Number 4, Donna is the more beautiful of the twins or the most beautiful of the twins? Donna. Number 5, Ricky is more taller or taller than his dad. Circle the best answer. Ricky is more taller or Ricky is taller than his dad. Number 6, of all the flavors, chocolate is the most delicious, more delicious or most delicious. So number 7, Nikki's joke was funnier than mine or more funnier than mine. Number 8, Eileen's report was the most neatest or the neatest one in her class. And number 9, that rose is the more unusual one I have or the most unusual one I have. Okay, so let's go back and see what you put. For number 3, if you circled scariest, you are right. You could put a little C. Number 4, if you circled most beautiful, you are correct. Donna is the more beautiful of the twins or the most beautiful of the twins. You know what? This is a little confusing to me. So if it's confusing to you, I don't blame you. Because when you're only comparing twins, 2, it very likely is more. Donna is the more beautiful of the twins. Okay? I won't mark it around. Anyway, Ricky is more taller or taller. You should have circled taller. Chocolate is the most delicious because you got many flavors. Nikki's joke was just funnier than mine. And the next one, Eileen's report, was the neatest. You don't need the most neatest, just neatest. And number 9, the rose. That rose is the most unusual one I have. Instead of that rose is the more unusual, the most unusual. Okay, so you can set that aside. You are done with that. And what we're going to do next is get into our math lesson. Okay, I'm going to turn this off for now so the upload goes faster. And the next thing you'll want to have out would be our regular math packet for chapter 17. And we're going to start on page 381. Okay,